Sometimes, especially today, we forget that it takes a village to to have like a community. So it's not just we tend to put all our focus, especially in relationships, on one person, on our partner, and we expect them to be like the be it and end
Yes.
it of everything, don't we?
Yeah, we expect them to be our best friends, them to be the person who understands us, empathizes with us, has exactly the same kind of beliefs,
And
exactly,
interests.
and interests, but it's not always that way. And I think that can be very, very detrimental to relationships.
I think that's what stops a lot of younger people, and not just younger people, like older people as well,
Yeah, it can happen.
in forming new relationships, and it stops them. It puts them in a place where they just can't like be bothered with dating anymore because they think it's just too much effort and I'm never going to find like the one person. So that's what we're going to be chatting about in this week's episode of
Get Real with the English Sisters.
Mind, health and anxiety. And thank you all for supporting us, and please do subscribe and follow if you enjoy the show. Yes. I was just thinking what you were telling me the other day, that nowadays we expect our partner like to squeeze our spots or
yeah.
and yes, okay,
You know,
that's fine.
that's
I mean,
fine,
I
yeah.
would as well. No, I wouldn't want them to
No.
squeeze my spots, but if I had a problem, like you said, you got stung by a bee.
Well, yeah,
And you couldn't see, and you had like
the little thing was still in there. It was on my foot.
yeah,
So what's it called? The little bee thing,
the sting.
the stinger. The stinger. I thought it was a wasp or a bee, but you said the wasp doesn't leave the stinger.
The wasp doesn't leave the stinger.
No.
It's a bee that does, and then unfortunately they die. So it's a shame.
Yeah, it was
because you just trod on it, didn't
no,
you?
just by mistake. I mean, I had my
Shoes on.
I had my slippers on. I was in the garden. The grass was a bit long, so there was some of those little flowers that flowered on the grass, those little weeds.
Clovers.
Yeah. And it was obviously a mistake. I stepped on it.
But it got you thinking, didn't it? Because you asked your husband to do it.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, because I couldn't reach it properly. And I helped him. But I did think that, that's fine, because that was like a help in not emergency, but it was like a medical thing, really, because my foot was swollen. And I said, can you remove it? Can you help me? That's a normal thing. But what I was thinking was about, like, today you might be even asking your partner for things that you wouldn't have done before.
Well, when you first met them, asked them.
Well, I would have. If it was a bee, it was a stinger, that's a different
but you
thing.
wouldn't like have asked them to squeeze a spot on your
A
back
blackhead out, for example. Yeah, if you have a nasty blackhead somewhere, you wouldn't think you've got a blackhead on your back. And you're a girl, and you wouldn't say.
You would probably ask your girlfriend or me
exactly.
to do it, wouldn't you?
Yes. I wouldn't
or
say.
Go to the esthetician.
Yes, you wouldn't say to your boyfriend, "Can you remove that?" You would think, "Oh no,
That's disgusting."
Yeah, I wouldn't ask him or her. As if you're a boy as well, listening to this, you probably wouldn't ask your girlfriend. You think no.
No, you want to keep some kind of decorum, don't you?
Well, I mean, it sounds very Victorian. But yes,
it sounds Victorian, but I think that's a problem. In the Victorian times, they used to be completely separate. I mean,
and that was
too
much.
There was too much. They would sleep in separate rooms. Everything was separate. Then now everything's together. So everything's together, and we want everything to be together.
What we're saying is we're advocating for a middle ground, whereas your partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, doesn't have to do everything and support you in every way. For example, when we were writing our books, I blabbed on to my husband about it. Oh my God, we're so excited, the editor. And then I just looked at him and I thought, yeah, he's giving me a little congrats, but I'm not going to be able to share.
He's not interested.
He's not really interested.
No. They're not interested in the same way.
In the same way. He said, congratulations.
I had a little bit of resentment because I thought I would be interested in his stuff.
You did. Yes,
But
yes.
you had no expectations.
No, I had zero. I think, probably
I mean,
zero.
you were more leaning towards that way, whereas I thought, no, I would be, if he was telling me he was doing something, I'm always show great interest in what he's doing.
Yes.
But I understood that was just part of my personality, because I find that interesting too, and I get like pleasure from it, from other people's
successes. Yeah.
But you think, why isn't it the other way?
This is so common. I once saw a film about this actress, and she was receiving this Oscar thing, the statue, and she came home and she turned around to her husband. Yeah. And she said, "Oh my God." And he just said, yeah, congrats, darling. And he just walked off, and she thought, well, where's the champagne? Aren't we going to
Why are you going to celebrate?
Yeah, whereas she celebrated all of his, rewards and statues, because he also was an actor. She felt that kind of the twinge. And then she phoned one of her friends, and her friend said, "Oh, honey, don't expect that." No. That's you come round. Come round here. Come round here, and we'll celebrate tomorrow, but you can't expect that. And you would think, why not? And is that right or is that wrong? Well, for generations and centuries, women have been brought up to support their husbands.
Exactly.
So it's something that's built in us as women, and plus we are generalizing. This is a big generalization, but normally a little bit more nurturing, a little bit more empathetic. Not always, but a lot of us are that way. And especially, speaking for myself and for you, we are built that way, very empathetic.
Yeah.
So we tend to have great enthusiasm when other people thrive, and I suppose that's our job as well, if you think about it. But even before that,
it became our job because of it, I think.
Because we loved it so much. Yeah. We were so happy. And so we get great joy in seeing other people achieve. It's true.
No, it is true. Yeah. It is true. But I think that's why we've been so successful in our marriages, because we haven't, even though I started out like with my my boyfriend at the time, first of all, he was my best friend, one of my best friends, because obviously I had other best friends and I had you. I was total confidant.
Confidant, yeah.
But he was also a best friend, but he had completely different interests to me. I didn't expect him. I would go and see him play football and say, yay!
You would, even if it was raining and it was Newcastle, it was very cold and horrible.
He would support me as well, but I didn't expect him to be like, I think,
cheering.
Your fan. Not cheering, but I just think that now, especially with all the social media and everything, we just expect so much more from our partners than we used to. Maybe we expect them even to be more. We expect them to give us everything. Like them to be...
And do you know why this has happened? Because slowly we have isolated ourselves more and more from our communities. So we are more alone. When we bond with somebody, we tend to just segregate with that person.
Yeah.
And yes, we may have friends.
Yeah, that happens a lot, doesn't it? Someone meets someone and then all of a sudden the friends are like excluded. Okay, it's normal at the beginning, I think, when you're just in the first I'm in love phase, the infatuation phase.
And then when you
just
have
say
babies.
To your friend, no, sorry, I can't make it today.
Yeah, but it's important not to do that too much.
It's important to prioritise your friendships, isn't it?
I think so. Really important. If you've got siblings, your friends, stay in contact with them and understand that each person has
a role,
as to say, that I know that I'm going to be talking to you and moaning to you about any kind of illness, any kind of ailment. I'll moan and you'll say, oh, you poor thing, and oh, be kind to yourself and don't worry, it's normal. I'm not going to do that to my husband, because he'll just say, oh yeah, okay, take it easy, that's it. I will not get anything else from that. If anything, it's like, oh, I'll drive you to the hospital. He's practical, yeah. So I know that, and I do not expect anything else.
Yeah.
But if you don't fully understand that, it can be taxing mentally for you, because you expect it. And I think expectations are detrimental, really, for relationships.
Well, they are different. Do you know why they're detrimental? Because they are good in a way. Okay,
They're good.
You expect your partner to be kind and
respectful,
faithful, and not like non-violent, and all of these basic things. But then afterwards, to expect one person, even if it's not your partner, it's your mum or dad, you can't expect one person to just fulfill everything in your life, because we're very complex and complicated. So we have to have a bestie that can go to the concert with us for the music that we like.
Yes.
And, we can't expect our partners to be just absolutely mad about the same music, the same...
No. It's like when you become a parent and you want to talk about your children to other non-parents, it's just so boring for them.
I know.
And they can understand you a little bit and that's really cute. Yeah. But they don't really want to go on and on about your child.
They do not.
They do not. And that can also happen in a couple as well. Like if... you don't really want to be talking about your child the whole time with your partner.
No, you have to have like date nights, don't you?
Exactly.
Because otherwise it just becomes like you lose yourself, I think. You lose the romantic side of your relationship.
The flirting.
Because we're expected to be like madly in love with our partners and madly attracted to them but how can we be so attracted to someone that we're like saying, oh, I feel fat today, or I feel skinny, or I feel I've got this, or I've
Come
got
on,
that.
It's a turn off. I don't care what people say.
My hair looks disgusting today, or I've got this horrible thing going on in my brain.
Horrible thing going on in my brain. That's
like a horrible earworm or something, or I'm thinking about some horrible news. I mean, how can that be a turn on, like what you say? It's not.
There has to be, you have to keep a part of the romance going, and
the flirting
throughout
the day.
Yes, you have to remember that, even if you are in. I mean, we have been with our husbands now for what is it, like 40 years almost, 37 years.
Well, since we met, yeah.
Since we met,
it's
so
about 40 years now.
So, well, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
So that's a hell of a long time. And if we can guarantee that one of the secrets is to maintain that kind of... Violetta's staring at me intensely. I would say...
because I'm thinking I'm still madly in love with him.
But why?
Why? Because I think yes, okay, of course you go through everything. He's hands-on, my husband.
Yes.
So it's not like he doesn't, he sees me in all forms and shapes and
yes,
all day and night, and when I've had babies and everything, and he's helped and he's done. But I always remain...
You remember who he was.
I remember who he is as a person.
Who he is,
and I think other women are going to be attracted to him.
Right. Well, that's certainly an incentive, and I think the same way. I mean, I am still jealous of other women. He just said to me the other day, when are you going to stop being jealous? I am 70. He was just 70 the other day. He is. And I said, look, you're 70, but like you're still mine, and I am still in love with you, and I do not want you to be flirting or to be with any. And he thinks it's absolutely hilarious. But I think the secret is to keep on seeing them that way, seeing them as an object, not an object. That sounds terrible now. Oh my God. I was going to say an object of desire. I mean, that's like the absolute. Oh dear, no.
Well, you're not wrong there.
No, but as something that somebody else wants, like, it's like, well, we're going to have to cut this out. An object of desire.
Because I think that is what goes wrong, is that you stop desiring your husband or partner, whoever they are, because you expect too much from them. So you don't have your own space. So you don't go with your girls and have a flirty night out with your girlfriends or your boyfriends. You don't do these things that you would normally do. So when you do go out of your comfort zone and do these things that you might have stopped doing now, because if you've been in a relationship or if you're just new to dating as well, thing is, when you're new, it's totally different, because when you're new to dating, you want that person, you go and you have a date
and you show
expect
the
that
best of yourself.
Not always, because
No.
sometimes it is a bit like an interview nowadays, because you meet on
Really?
a date and you go for coffee or whatever, and it's like, where do you work, what do you do, okay, and then you tick off all these boxes. But how can you expect that person to be natural there? Like, there was one lady that was saying, I was listening to an Oprah show, and she was saying, I want my date to like fulfill me in every way. Like, I want that person to be really special. And Esther was saying, yeah, but you know, it takes a village.
Who's Esther?
Esther Perel.
Oh, Esther Perel, right.
She's a
famous
psychologist and
in
a relationship expert.
Yeah, right, okay.
And she said, yes, but it takes a village. You can't expect that person to be everyone for you. And she said, like, what? And another person that was saying, I'm not dating anymore. It was like this famous TikTok that went around. I've had enough, and I'm just going to focus on myself now. And she said, why don't you continue dating, but just bring that person into your life? So if you're going hiking, say, hey, I'm going on a hike. Why don't you come? You're going hiking with your friends. You bring them into your life, or you're going out on a night out. You know, you come along too. And then that person has more of a chance. You see that person talking to your friends, so you might find them more attractive as well, because you see how they intermingle with other people. It's not just you and them, like having an interview. It's like a more natural environment.
Well, that's one of the normally when you introduce them to your friends, that person, you know, you value your friend's opinion. Yeah. And so you sort of ask your friends, what did you think about them? You know, what do you think? I remember the first time you met Giorgio. You know, I was a little bit like thinking, oh, what's Violetta going to say about him? You didn't think much of him, did you? Or you did? What did you say?
I thought it was really nice.
You thought it was really nice? Okay.
No, I thought it was a nice one.
I remember Mum liking him.
Yeah,
but Dad was furious.
I thought it was really nice.
Yeah.
Because Dad had said he was really old, because he's like 10 years older than
11, yeah.
But he didn't look old, he just looked like a nice guy.
He looked normal, yeah. Obviously, he was older than me.
Yeah. No, but so sometimes you're thinking, you're being possessive about your friends and that, and you think, no, I'm not going to introduce a person I don't know and I might not like to my friends. I'm not going to go on a hike with all my friends and this one person that I've never met before.
Right.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've kind of segregated dating to
just dating.
Just dating, just you and them.
But that doesn't really give them a chance.
It doesn't give them a chance. It doesn't give you a chance to be your natural self, because you're going to be all tense and like on.
If we go back again, how did they used to date?
They used to meet people in social occasions.
Exactly.
In dances.
And then
in family meetings. Or
normally, exactly. Like in the tribe as well. If we go back. How did we meet people? People that were in our tribe. Like, you've probably known them for ages. Yeah. And you would always do things with them. Wouldn't you? You'd be like, I don't know, cooking, or you'd see them around, you know, if it was a small, the tribe is a bit.
It's a bit exaggerated.
It's a bit exaggerated, but if I go back to like the villages.
Yeah,
the villages. So you
get introduced, you would go to the village dance.
Yeah.
People there, someone would say, look, me.
My mother-in-law, she says she met, like my father-in-law, she met him because he came from another village and just randomly came to their village to sell some grapes or something, because he was into selling, you know, they would come with their little tractors and sell grapes. And so she said she saw him and she thought, oh, what a handsome lad. You know, the lads from other villages were very interesting, because they would arrive and, you know, you would probably kind of know something about them, but not that much. But then it was so much simpler. There was, in a way.
There was no distraction. There wasn't that much choice either.
No choice at all, basically. You know, it was either that lad or...
So we're not saying go back to those days, because that's far too extreme.
But too much choice can also be terrible. It's like when you go to a supermarket and you see so many different brands. In the end, I think, oh gosh, which one to choose from? Which one?
So if you have a criteria, so you say, I'm looking for the most biological, say, so then it becomes easier.
Yes.
Or I'm looking for the most economical because you're on a budget.
Yeah.
So then it becomes easier. But if you just go and you just look at all the brands and you just think, oh my gosh, which one to buy? Like what you said, it becomes overwhelming. And I usually end up not leaving it. I can't be bothered.
You either leave it or I go for the intermediate, like the one in the middle.
Yeah.
So, because I think that one might be bad because it's too cheap. And that one, whoa, that looks expensive. So I go for like the middle one, which apparently is what a lot of consumers do. But I'm not saying that it's the same with dating. However, it can be overwhelming as well when there's just too much choice. And we don't really give people a chance. And these high expectations as well, come on.
Yeah.
They're not
we
perfect.
don't give people
we don't
chance,
give people,
now
we don't really
now
know
with
them.
The dating, you're expected to look at a photo and then from a photo and a description expect you to see what, but dating is so much more. It involves all the senses, doesn't it? You might meet that
it involves
person
instincts as well.
smell.
If you don't like them, you don't like them.
You don't like the pheromones that they're emitting. So it's so much more, I think.
It is much more, and I think that
I think we're condensing it into making it so much less.
Well done. Yeah. Well said. Well said.
Because we're trying to
it's
pack
so
everything
much
into one thing, one expectation that we have that we might not even know what we want or how we're going to evolve or grow.
We do change a lot through our lives. Yeah. Yes, we do. Exactly.
And we don't know how they're going to change or go. So if it's like what our mum used to say, if you find a kind person, man or woman, and you want to be with them, be with them. Because
if you are ready for a relationship, you know in your heart you're looking to find, your heart is yearning for love and for kindness, then if your heart is open, you will find, and you find another kind heart.
Yes.
Kind hearts are not, they're beautiful. They're around, but when you see one, don't just dismiss it. Don't just
say that's a kind heart, but they're a vegan and I'm not a vegan.
Exactly, or they're a kind
or
heart,
they're
but
right wing and I'm left wing.
They've got a wallet with that little thing that Scotch thing, what is it? I saw in a comedy that those wallets as men have.
To bits.
No, they have this thing, the sticky thing on it that go Velcro. She said no.
It's a massive drama.
No, but the girl, like in this movie, she said I can't date him because he's got it's yick. And then in the end, it was this romantic comedy. It was saying, come on, why don't you just gift him a normal wallet? You can get over that. And thank goodness she did, because he turned out to be a lovely person for her. What you saying gives you the ick as well?
No, I wouldn't give the monkeys about that.
I mean, there's
certain things that you have expectations.
Exactly. I mean, my expectation would be for them to be kind and to treat others. So if I date someone and I go to a restaurant with them and they're nasty to the people taking care of us, they're horrible. Yeah, I think that's extremely nasty person. I will never see you again. You don't treat others that way. You have not. It's not. I would not invest my time with them. So they have to be. Because they're kind.
There's certain red flags that are really obvious. That you say there's no point going down that road with them.
Exactly. I don't want to have
to waste my time.
No, I was going to say train them. I don't want to have to give them the basic education, because if it's not there, I don't want my partner. It's too much effort.
I mean, it'll break you in the end. It's not good for you. You have to think what's good for me as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think you're right. At one point you have to think if you're looking for love, you're looking to be in a relationship, and this goes with friends as well. Because I was thinking friends are very much like romantic relationships. You can break up with a friend. You can be too harsh with a friend. Hey.
You can have too high expectations.
Too high expectations. My friend never calls me. My friend, hey, just think.
Oh, look how many friends got split up now because of the left and the right wing divide in America.
Right, yeah.
So even things like that, political divide, which before people wouldn't have really bothered. I mean, they would a little bit, but
If you really know your friend, and you know your friend, your friend's heart is there, and you know your friend is that kind of friend that will help you as well. Don't waste these things. They're precious. Yes.
They are precious.
They are precious. Kind hearts is all that you need. I really believe that kindness is the ultimate of everything.
Well, yes.
I just think
it totally is.
If you find a good
kindness and consideration.
Yes, somebody that's respectful, somebody that's kind. You've got it made.
This other comedy I was watching was where the very famous one, an oldie, was with Jennifer Aniston and this guy, I can't remember what his name is, and they split up. They actually split up because he wanted a pool table in the living room. They were living together, and she said no, but she expected him to help her with the dishes, and he said no, I want to play a game now. And then in the end, all this led to them splitting up. But at the end of the film, it showed how they both came together, and she said, oh, I could have, there would have been room in here for a pool table.
Yeah.
And he said, why didn't you just tell me that meant so much to you? And I would have made an effort instead of just shouting at me and saying, you never do anything that I like. Why didn't you explain it in those nice words that you're explaining it to me now? Because when they separated, she realised how much she actually missed him and she wanted him. But then they grew apart. And then afterwards, they had time to grow apart. And then at the end of the film, you see them like
compromising.
Hey, you look good. And they'd gone on their separate journeys. And then it was left open to whether they got back together again as people that had grown and they understood each other's point of view more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of just fighting or not getting together.
Once again, yes. Being kind to the other person.
Do you remember when we used to have therapy sessions with people that were getting a divorce, and we used to say to them, but how would one of the first questions we say was, how would you feel if you saw your partner with somebody else? Would you feel good, I'm free of them, or would you feel like, no, I want them, I want that person?
Yeah. Yeah,
and a lot of them did say they would feel that they wanted them. They wouldn't like it to see them with somebody else, fully happy.
Yeah, some of them said I would be happy for them and I would be at peace. And that really, I think, if you have those kind of feelings, I think maybe it really is time to say, okay.
Well, yeah.
Well, let's move on.
There's a time, isn't there, and a place to say that's enough.
Yes.
And a lot of the time it is better as well for your family, for
absolutely,
children and
yeah,
because you don't want to be arguing.
No, you don't. So that's, I think
that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. That's said and done. That's all sorted.
Let us know what you think. Do you think that in relationships it's about compromise and understanding? Actually, this is funny. The other day I was telling my husband something and then I said, this is a Yutka story, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he started laughing and he said, yeah. He was listening, but I could see he wasn't that interested.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. There are certain things that are not... They're just not.
You're not going to get the same satisfaction from them as if you tell your best friend.
No, and in the end, you feel like you get annoyed. That's the problem. Is you start feeling.
I found it. In the end, I realised it, so I found it funny. So I wasn't annoyed, but I could have been annoyed.
You
could have say, "Why aren't you listening to me? I'm trying to tell you this thing."
That's what I mean. There's a lot to be. You can avoid these mistakes because I think they're mistakes in believing the partner is everything to you. They're going to want to listen to the book that you read. They're going to want to listen to every single thing. Hey, they're just lovely people and they just want to be at peace themselves. They're different to you. You can love them, but don't expect them to do everything and be everything and listen and everything. That it would take other people to...
Well, you need 5 people probably to do that, don't you?
Well, yeah, if you're lucky enough to still have your parents alive, you can talk to them and you can talk to your siblings, your friends. There's other people, you can even go online to forums and talk.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a whole community. Come and chat to us about it.
Yeah, chat to us. Leave us a message and have a great day. And
Thank
if
you
are
for listening.
Dating, I hope some of this has helped you think that maybe I am
Maybe,
asking for too much.
yes, maybe there are other things, there are other people that I can share myself with and not expect just everything to be in that one person that you've chosen.
Yeah. And your life becomes so much more fulfilling, doesn't it?
It does. It becomes enriched. You feel lighter. You feel happier.
You feel more inspired.
You're more inspired, and there's generally more spark and joy in the relationship.
Yeah.
So it's free. Your mind is free to
And then
love them for who they are.
You can have an opportunity to miss them as well when you go away, when you come back.
You're actually saying go away.
Well, no, you go away for an evening and then you come back and then you say, oh, I missed you, darling.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Lots of love and smiles from
that English sisters.
Do follow the podcast wherever you get the podcast and come and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. We'd love it if you say hi and leave a comment. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.